Number two. All right. Been thinking about this all week since my last video. First upgrade, decided to hook up one of my studio mics and make a super primo crisp audio path. So no more iPhone audio. Fun. I feel like a great place to start is mindset. The book I just read that really resonated with me, and it kind of like clumped a lot of these things that I've been learning into one place, like really smoothly. T. Harv Eker wrote Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, and that book's awesome. What I loved about it the most is I feel like there's an emphasis on your mindset influences everything that you do. And I completely agree with that. For me personally, I had to dig up all the shit that was bugging me inside, things I didn't know were there, address them, heal from them. And as I progressed, things started to just come together so organically. To like timeline these things out, the first thing that I was just like immediately out of the gate was just like, I want to get this weight off me. I was, about 50 pounds heavier than I am now. I'm ready to be done. The years and years I've done Weight Watchers, I've done MyFitnessPal, I've done Noom. I can do something extreme. I can lose weight, but I can't keep the habit to save my life. One time I dropped almost 100 pounds. I put it all back on. Shit like that. I'm like, in order for me to do this successfully, I got to do it differently. It's kind of the way I looked at quitting cigarettes. I quit cigarettes. I did nicotine. I quit nicotine, and so on and so forth. So then, like, my mind is like, I got to do one thing at a time. I'm going to quit cigarettes first, then quit nicotine. And then once I'm done with that, then I'll focus on my weight. So I'm going to do some small changes for me to get myself where I need to go. That ties directly into a book that I'm obsessed with called Atomic Habits. James Clear talks about like making micro changes to get where you want to go. So we circle back to me getting the weight off. That, I guess, is point number one. Me wanting to do that, reading this book, Atomic Habits, I started to do one new thing to make things easier. So the way I started was, it was about June 2024. I was like, every night I brush my teeth, I'm going to do 10 push-ups. That was a little overzealous because I was much heavier. 10 push-ups is a lot. It's a lot of weight to be pushing up at that point. So it's like I started there. And then after several nights of doing that, I was like, I want to do it a different way. So then I found Better Me, and I started doing that, and I got workouts, and I just kept going and going and going. Started to see results. So then while I'm reading this Atomic Habits book, one of the things that he had this story of just like updating your mindset, like updating, I guess, like your firmware, like your inner monologue, what you're telling yourself is going to directly play out into like what you do as a person. So the example he chose would be like, every time that I go out to eat or make a decision about food or whatever, would a healthy person do that? Would a healthy person do that? And so I borrowed that for myself. And that helped me slowly update the way I looked at stuff. The first thing that I did after doing the Better Me, God, there's a lot of better whatevers, was there was a company around here that went on strike because they were boycotting the fact that we were literally using insane chemicals to color our food, while they're in the same factory they're manufacturing foods for Europe and Canada using natural foods to color it. And I was like, this is insane. They're like, the US literally lets companies poison us, and it just seems insane to me. And I was just like, I'm fucking over this shit. So I was like, I'm gonna just. I said I can't tackle this all at once. I can do one small thing at a time. So the first thing I did was I'm gonna stop buying food that has sugar added. You know how fucking hard it is to find food that doesn't have sugar added? Everything has sugar added. Everything is fucked with. Everything is tampered with. Processed food is fucked. Plain and simple. That got me to the point to where it's just like, well, this, and this all has sugar added. What the fuck am I going to do? I might as well make it. Then I got turned on to this app called Yuka. Yuka. Yuka app. That helped me navigate through the grocery store and actually find things that I could eat that weren't packed with bullshit. I didn't do this overnight. It took me like 6 to 8 months to slowly transition. I made micro changes because I wanted this to stick. I wanted this time when I get the weight off, I want it to be forever. And to be honest with you, I wasn't counting calories. I wasn't keeping a food journal. I would weigh myself here and there. I wasn't making it about the number. I was making it about the habit. I was going to change what I eat. And if I make good decisions, good things will happen. That right there is step number one. A year later, so now I'm down a significant amount of weight. I eat completely differently. I'm making almost all of my food. I rarely have processed foods. My skin looks better. I feel better. All of those things happen from just like literally reprogramming myself. The way this, I guess, ties into me trying to get rid of all this fucking money that I owe is exactly the same thing. Educating myself. I was following people on Instagram or profiles to where it's like getting yourself focused and hyped up. And there's a lot of common things that I would see that are actually true. You know, people talk, if you want to improve your situation, you got to read more. I'm finding that is completely true. I have read so many books in the last year, so many books. And every time I read a book or listen to a book, I'm learning more and more and more and more. And that is helping me make better decisions. So I'm compounding good decisions, making things better versus compounding bad decisions. Well, I got drunk. Now I ate like shit. Now I mooched a cigarette off a friend. Now I feel like dog shit. Next day, I feel like shit again. I have a story. Over Christmas break from work, I decided to like loosen up a little bit. I've been eating super healthy. I'm like, you know what? I've got the kids with me. We're gonna get some Pizza Hut. We're gonna have some fun. I've got a couple nights to myself. I'm gonna get a bottle of tequila and just hang out and enjoy myself. So for 7 days, I'm just letting my hair down, living it up, eating like trash. All of a sudden, my body is craving garbage food. You start feeding your body garbage, your body wants garbage. So I fasted for about 2-3 days. I'm like, I need to reset. Started putting good food back in my system. Quinoa, rice, you name it. Good things. Before I know it, I'm not craving the garbage anymore. Getting weaned off of processed foods is a motherfucker. It's super addicting. There's no way around it. It's hard to get off it. So when Maggie and I are watching 1,000-Pound Sisters and these women are struggling with food, I'm like, dude, if food is your drug of choice instead of like alcohol or weed or whatever, and on top of that, this food is super addicting, you're fucked. It is almost impossible. And this stuff is readily available to us all the time. What I'm getting at in my little rant is that make small decisions to impact over the long haul. One tool to really help make it seem like you're getting somewhere, journal. Write shit down. Make a note. Today, July 3rd. Today sucks. Ba. But I'm going to make this better. This is what I did. This is what I did. Things are good. The next day, you can go back in. Where was yesterday? You know, yesterday sucked. Today was great. Why was today great? Where were you at? Where are you going? you can flip back through the pages and you can see, man, I've come a long way from that. I'm doing so much better now. I figured out that. I'm doing this. I'm not doing that anymore. You have to have some kind of reference to where you were so you know where you're going. And you can actually feel like you're getting something done. Because if you're anything like me, I can't just sit here and not have a reference point. Because I'm going to feel like I'm doing all of this for nothing. There was a point when I felt very discouraged about the amount of work I was doing making records. 3 years later, I was like, holy shit, I can't believe I made that many records. All this work is just insane to me. But I take that moment to look back. You got to zoom out on what's going on because all these micro changes, they add up into big things. It's the same thing with me starting to put money aside, me paying all this stuff off. Starting with a big number, I keep making good decisions. Good decisions. Good decisions, good decisions. My money goes down, my health goes up, my life gets better. Everything is coming together full circle into me feeling 1,000% better as a person. That is literally the whole reason why I started this. Is I wanted to share all of the things that have been going good for me and how I have gotten to this point. It's literally what I talk about all day at work when I'm, in between doing work. But it's great. Check out my website, debtfreeby40, FORTY.com. I've got a blog on there. I've got book recommendations. I've got documentary recommendations. I'm slowly going to be adding in more and more things of what has been helpful to me. Basically compiling everything that I love, I get excited about, helpful resources, you name it. Go check it out. Whatever. Please subscribe. Trying to get YouTube going. That's another thing. And I also got a little donate button for PayPal. If any of this is helpful, or you just want to help throw a buck or two in the jar to help me pay some shit off, I'll be glad to have it. Thanks for watching. Fuck yeah.